assisted the political parties.
The National Legal Advisor of the Inter-Party Advisory Council of Nigeria, Ipac, Chukwudi Ezeubuka, has described as executive lawlessness of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec, as they are yet to comply with the order of the Court of Appeal to relist some of the political parties in the Commission's register. The Ipac legal advisor made the statement while interacting with press at a media forum seeking the participation of women and girls with disabilities in the political process in Nigeria. He said INEC is supposed to comply immediately as the Commission cannot apply for stay on execution.
Before the registration of some members of the council, by some members I mean political parties, we had 92 political parties in Nigeria. And out of the 92 political parties, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, erroneously proceeded in February to deregister 74 political parties. So out of the 74 political parties, 33 were before the Federal High Court, Justice Chikere, seeking to enforce their fundamental rights of freedom of association. So right at the trial court before Justice Chikere, the parties didn't receive any favorable judgment because we know that the matter in question is a constitutional matter, and as you're fully well aware, our justices don't play or toy with issues when they border on our fundamental rights, such as that of freedom of association. Without such rights, we all will not be here. So, in memoriam, late Chief Gani Fawani was the person that fought. He fought with the last blood in him to ensure, even up to the Supreme Court, that the freedom of association, just as we enjoy as political parties, is kind of preserved and protected. This battle has been fought by him even before now. So on the basis of that we all can now freely associate. That is why people can come together to be whoever, whatever they want to be. So right at the Federal High Court, about 22 political parties now proceeded to the Court of Appeal because they didn't obtain justice at the Federal High Court. Of course, to us, it was very obvious that there was miscarriage of justice. And at the Court of Appeal, the 5 justices of the Court of Appeal unanimously, all of them together, unanimously declared the registration of political parties as illegal, unconstitutional, and void, meaning that INEC acted illegally in deregistering the political parties, and such was based on Section 225A of the Nigerian Constitution. Okay, so when you want to act as an executive, you must learn to observe due process. You must learn to observe the procedures before you can act. We are not saying that you cannot act. You can act, but when you want to act, you must observe, lay down procedures, because in the absence of that, we're going to have anarchy. Okay, and as Nigerians, we must live up to the expectation to stand up and defend the Constitution, to defend our rights, especially when they are being threatened. These political parties that we're talking about are some of the brightest. You know, the mistake we keep making, we think that PDP and APC, these have been the problems of Nigeria. These major parties, with all due respect.
Yes, sir.
But there are brighter minds. There are brighter political parties that Nigerians can effectively engage and use. But we have not all seen this. And I hope my coming here will enable us to appreciate this very bright political party and take advantage of them and be actively involved in politics. So right now, Ipac defends and protects the interests of its members, all political parties, all of them, the 92 of them. Okay, we can never support any act that will violate our constitutional rights. So such acts, we have always stood up against the deregistration from the onset. And some of us that know High Chief Peter Ame very well, he's very passionate about freedom of association, okay, multi-party democracy. This is what we stand for. We want Nigerians. We have over 200 million citizens in this country. Do you want to subject over 200 million Nigerians to just 2 political parties? Then eventually maybe we will now have just 1 political party. That works against us, and that is what we must work against and ensure that multi-party democracy is kind of given the needed attention so that Nigerians can freely express themselves. So right now we have gotten judgment, and the judgment we got at the Court of Appeal is a declaratory judgment. Once a declaratory judgment is given, that means Inec cannot proceed to apply for stay or obtain stay of execution of such judgment. You are supposed to comply forthwith, immediately. The day that the judgment was pronounced, that is the day that effect should have been given to the judgment. But of course, you know the system we're in. As I'm talking to you up till now, weeks after the decision, the judgment of the Court of Appeal, Inec has not relisted the political parties as ordered by the Court of Appeal. The court ordered Inec to release the 22 political parties who were before the Court of Appeal. The court ordered. There was an order, and Inec has since been served with the order of the court. So as I'm talking to you, Professor Yakubu Mahmoud has failed and neglected to implement the order of the court. So these are executive lawlessness. These are things that we should always frown against, because there has to be rule of law in Nigeria, and everybody must be able to observe the rule of law. So, and in Ipac, we will not allow ourselves to be used. Okay, we are very law-abiding. We don't do anything outside the confines of the law. So also, we expect Inec to live up to its own responsibility and expectations from Nigerians and obey court orders whenever they are given, not only when it favors them. You must obey court order when it favors you and when it doesn't favor you. That is the only way we can entrench rule of law in Nigeria. So, and some of our parties are also in courts, at different courts and all that. And our hope and belief is that they will, you know, at some point be made to appreciate the rights that they have under the Constitution and be relisted as political parties. That is our wish. Thank you very much.
It will be recalled that some political parties were delisted from the Inec register, and some of the aggrieved parties went to court and got judgment. Emmanuel Onu, News 24 International.